So today in class we finally started talking about circles, and so we had two formulas. We need to be able to calculate the area of our circles, pi r squared, and we need to be able to calculate the circumference of our circles, pi times the diameter. And again, remember we talked about pi. Pi is one of those long numbers, okay? So for our work, pi always going to be equal to 3.14. Okay, so two circles here. Just practice at applying these two formulas. So if we want to calculate the area for circle A, we want to be taking pi times our radius squared. So 3.14. Need to calculate our radius here. This is our diameter because it goes all the way across the circle. So if we're given the diameter, remember the radius is always half the diameter. So half of 3 would be 1.5 squared. Again, a lot of decimal work there. Don't be afraid to crank those numbers out on your calculators tonight. Make sure you write the formula. Okay, your teachers want to see what you're typing into the calculator, so at least write that down before you multiply all of it together. So we get an area of 7.065. Remember, that is square units. So that would be an area of 7.065 square inches. If we want to find the circumference, all right, remember this is the perimeter. Okay, this would be the perimeter of a circle. So when we calculate the circumference, we're figuring out how far is it all the way around the outside. So again, pi times our diameter, which is 3. Again, this one may be able to do a little quicker, 9.42 inches. So those would be the two answers for circle A. All right. And then circle B, going to be very similar to that approach. Area pi times our radius. So again, we got to go half of 1.5. So that's going to be 0.75 to the second power. Again, a lot of decimal work, squaring. You have your expression written there. Once you type it into the calculator, 1.76625 square inches. Circumference, pi times your diameter. .71 inches. Okay, so again, that's practice at using the two formulas, plugging in your values, getting those cranked out. All right, so some other questions another question we might like to ask is, all right, how many times bigger is circle A than circle B? All right. Circle A bigger than circle B. All right. So if we wanted to calculate, get an answer to that kind of a question, how many times bigger is circle A than circle B? Okay. What we could do there is take our two areas. So circle A has an area of 7.065. Circle B has an area of 1.76625. Okay. So how many times bigger? And just divide those two numbers. 0.65 divided by 1.76625 works out very nice. Okay, works out very nice. Circle A is 4 times bigger than circle B. Doesn't look like it. Okay, doesn't look like it, and especially since our radius, or diameters, excuse me. Okay, 1.5. If you double this, you get this diameter up here. okay? So most of you may be thinking it's doubled, all right, but remember we have to square our radius in our formula. So if you double, you're using 2, but then you have to square 2. 2 to the second power does make 4. So we could actually fit 4 of these circles, 4 of the smaller circles inside the bigger circle. Okay, so again, be ready to answer those kind of questions, not just using our formulas, because once you get the hang of the formulas, it's usually pretty simple to do that part. It's the other stuff we got to be ready for. All right, do the best you can on your homework tonight, and as always, bring any questions to class tomorrow. Have a good night.